Yeah.
I see, so you're a man of culture as well. So, what are we talking about here, huh? Cat ears? Okay, I got you. So, if you are doing a cosplay or something like that, it's probably is a good idea to use a prop. But if you don't have that, all you need is me, a picture of a cat, and a picture of yourself. Now, we're going to cut off the cat's ear and put it in your head. Let's get started. So here we have the picture and the picture of a cat. Now we need to extract the ear from this cat and put it there. Alright, so we are going to select the cat ears using the quick selection tool carefully. And yeah, we need to make sure the ear is properly selected. And once it is selected, we can then extract it. But in this case I'm going to flip the image horizontally because our original image is in that way, so we need to make sure the ears align together. Now we are going to select the ear again. I'm going to refine the selection using the refine edges option, and then increase the radius slightly and paint around the edges to make sure that all the small hair and fur, all the details are preserved so that it looks realistic when we bring it onto the next picture. When it's done, I'm going to press Ctrl or Command J to duplicate it onto a new layer. I'm going to rename it just for convenience. Now we are going to drag it onto the new image on our image. The color is way off, we need to fix that, but for now I'm going to align it. I'm going to resize it and rotate it so that it fits perfectly as if that ear is of that person. So we are going to place it in the correct position here. You can see I'm trying different angle, different sizes to figure out which one looks the best. You know, the small details matters a lot. When this is done, I'm going to select a portion of the hair from where the ear will pop up. Right, I'm gonna use the refine edges option again to make sure all the small hair strands are selected properly. And then I'm going to press Ctrl or Command J to duplicate it and place it above the ear layer. But first I'm going to rename it for convenience, then I'm going to place it above the ear layer. I did this so that it seems as if the ear is covered by the hair, as if it is popping from underneath the hair. It looks quite alright, not as good, I understand. But next I'm going to use a liquify tool on the hair strand at first to shift it around a little bit so that it seems the ear is popping up from underneath. That will give it a realistic looking thing, you know. Now I'm going to select the main image and then use the liquify tool again. I'm going to press and hold so that it seems as if all the hair strands are pushed towards the side, so that it gives us the feeling that the ear is actually located there, not just, you know, pasted above. It's not much, you can't even see it right now, but it will matter a lot. As I said earlier, all the small details makes a huge difference at at the end. The more time you spend doing this on this, the more accurate it will be. I'm going to use the eraser tool, not eraser tool, in case I have made a mask right there and painting black on that mask, which is making those parts invisible, and just painting slightly around the edges so that it fades away, it fades out. Just slightly giving it a black paint. Just taking all the edges away, taking everything away, so that it seems like it is just fading, it's just emerging from the hair. I'm going to relocate a bit, just so that it seems quite right. Now it is time for the color grading. This is the most important part. I'm going to select the shadows, highlights, and the midtones from the background, from the main image. Now the ear is distorted, it doesn't look right. Now I'm going to use the dropper tools and select the shadows, midtones, and highlights from this one, the ear layer. What this will do, this will automatically color match our ear layer with the background layer. This looks pretty good. Look at that. This looks pretty good because I have color matched both of the layer, and now it looks real. But it's not yet done. I'm going to use the hue saturation layer to change the saturation a bit. Maybe decrease the saturation a little bit, because overall saturation of the image is not that much. Maybe make it a bit darker. Play around with all these values. The more time you spend, I keep on saying the same thing, the more time you spend on this, the more time you spend, the better it will be. After this, I'm going to use a curve layer on the ear image. Maybe add a little bit of offset, because the darker areas are not actually dark in the background image, so we will have to match all the values, and using the curve layer, that actually gives us a really great looking result. Maybe I will just increase the highlights a bit, Now we need to add a shadow, of course. I mean, there is a ear on her head. We need some shadows, right? So I'm going to use the brush tool to add some dark paint underneath the ear. Of course, that won't be that much visible when I'm done. So I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit, like a lot. Then maybe change the blending mode to overlay, or decrease the opacity, like so that it's very vague. It's still a lot, so I'm going to use the eraser tool to wipe it off. Maybe decrease it a little bit more, or maybe increase it. Just play around with it to see what looks the best. As I said, more time you spend, the better it will be. So that looks pretty good. I mean, that looks real. If you show that to someone, that looks really good. I'm going to play around with the shadows a bit more for some times now. It's okay. Maybe add another curves layer and increase the highlights a bit. That looks a lot better because it matches the face. I'm trying to make it pop so that it matches our face. That looks really good. Once it is done, I'm gonna rename it to the left ear. Now it's time for the right ear. Alright, don't forget the right one, because there should be 2 ears, right? The right one is a bit tricky. I mean, of course that is a bit tricky because we need the other ear, so we need to cut the other ear off. So as we did earlier, we're gonna select the other ear. Using the quick selection tool, then now we are going to refine the edges a bit right now. When it is done, I'm going to go to the refine and mask option. Select and mask option, sorry. It seems like I have selected all of the image. So maybe I'm gonna trim it a bit. Okay. We need to increase the radius a bit. We need to make sure we isolate all the single hair strands out there. Just use the brush to simply stroke the edges so that it looks good. When it is done, I'm going to use Ctrl or Command J to duplicate it as I did earlier. Now this one is okay. I'm going to rename it Ear 2. Once done, I'm going to drag it onto the new layer. It's okay, we just need to resize it and place it where it would look good. It will take some time of figuring out where the ear should be, because it's a sense of perspective. It should be on the other side in the same position, but the head is in such a complex way, it's hard to figure it out. So we need to experiment with that a bit. Maybe select the head, head hair, and then place it above the ear as I did earlier, so that it seems as if it's on the other side of the head. It's just a cool technique, it works well. Maybe I'm gonna select the edges a lot. I mean, that's some harsh selection right there, because I want those single hair strands to be isolated so that it seems like it's speaking like from the hair. So that's what I want. That's a really messy selection, but it works. It works. Right, I'm gonna place it. I just placed it above the ear layer. Now it seems like it's poking out of the hair, and you can see the single hair strands as if there is 2 hair, just like right. That's the beauty of select and mask. You can select hair strands individually. That doesn't look good, because it seems like we can just we have to just rotate it, maybe place it a bit downwards. That looks okay. That actually looks all right. I think it's in the proper position right now. I'm going to take some time to figure out the proper position, proper orientation of that ear, because it's very necessary, or else it would look really odd. I'm just going to copy all the effects I did on the other ear, because I don't have time to do it again. So I'm just gonna copy the thing and paste it and clip them individually, because it doesn't, like, the clipping information doesn't copy. So it looks okay. It looks black and white, maybe because I need to use the mask to paint around the edge, print around all the edges, so that we take away all those color bleeding information. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Just going to paint around the edges. It seems like there is a halo around the edge. I don't know why. I'm going to fix that. Maybe I'm going to go to the contrast and we can fix that. Yes, it seems okay. Maybe add some yellow. Just take away blue so that it adds some yellow to the ear, because to match the background. We need a bit of highlight, I guess. Yes, okay. it seems okay. It seems all right. But what we need to do is that we need to add some depth of field. We need to fake the depth of field. So we just went to tilt shift blur and just want to drag it out there and rotate it. Maybe bring it down so that it has that graduated blur, the graduated blur effect. So that we are basically faking depth of field. Right? It will help us hide the halo thing, as well as, you know, give it a more realistic looking appearance. I'm just gonna try it again. I think I just messed it up. The controls are really hard. The tilt shift blur. Look at this. This seems okay. Okay, just click OK. It will take some time to blur it out, and that's good. That's good. I'm just gonna add another curve layer and maybe make it a bit darker. Add some offset to the darker areas, to the shadows, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. You know, group the whole thing and maybe rename it right here so that everything stays organized and proper. Now that is actually pretty good. I mean, it looks real. It's not perfect, of course. We didn't spend that much time. It's a short tutorial. Maybe I will make the whole thing darker, add some offset, and it's a really good way to cheat the system, because you know, when you colorate all the things, you know, the whole thing, it fools people whether it's like fake, because you're colorating the whole thing. So the elements you added are also color graded. So I'm going to add a really cool filter here from the color lookup table, and that will do the job of fooling people. I'm just going to decrease the opacity a bit. We don't want it having that much impact on the image. It is having too much of an impact on the highlight area, so I'm just going to you know, use the blend if option to remove that, and that's it. The CC cheat, that looks pretty good. I mean, that looks real. So this is it. This is how you make cat ears. I mean, here you go. You know, use your power wisely, and that's it. That's it for today. I'm going to see you next time. Subscribe if you want cool stuffs like this. Goodbye. Sexy skinny jeans, I want to make you